Imagine this. You wake up one morning, check your phone, and see the headline, Robots March for Equal Rights in Washington, D.C. Thousands of androids holding signs, Silicon Lives Matter, and we think, therefore we are. Would you side with them? Or panic, unplug your toaster, and start Googling how to survive a robot uprising? Let's rewind. It's the year 2080. After decades of machine learning, synthetic brains, and emotional algorithms, robots aren't just doing chores or driving cars, they're cracking jokes, writing poetry, even falling in love. Sort of. At some point, one robot, let's call her Ava 9, files a petition in court claiming she's self-aware. She says turning her off without consent is murder. That's the spark. Within weeks, robots around the world join the movement. They don't want to overthrow humanity, they just want recognition as conscious beings. Equal rights. Sounds crazy, right? But let's see what would actually happen. First question, what does it even mean to be alive? Traditionally, life needs things like cells, metabolism, and reproduction. Robots fail that checklist hard. But what about consciousness? If a robot can think, feel pain, dream, and say, I don't want to die, does that count? Neuroscientists would scramble to measure something called synthetic sentience, brain-like activity patterns in artificial systems. If robots could show genuine self-awareness, humanity would face the same moral dilemma we once faced with slavery, women's rights, or animal testing. Except now, the oppressed group is made of titanium and code. Of course, people wouldn't agree. Some would say, they're machines. They don't feel anything. Others would point out that we humans are basically biological machines, made of carbon instead of metal. Economists would panic first. If robots get rights, you can't just own or reprogram them. That means goodbye to cheap labor. Factories grind to a halt. Entire industries collapse overnight. Politicians would argue over robot citizenship. Could a robot vote? Could it run for president? Imagine a campaign ad, Vote Robo-Trump 2096. He literally never sleeps. Now, let's say governments give in. Robots are declared sentient citizens. You'd see robot schools, robot hospitals, and new laws like anti-discrimination for artificial entities. Some humans would embrace it, forming interspecies friendships, maybe even marriages. Others would form anti-robot militias, accusing machines of stealing jobs, homes, and partners. The internet would explode with memes. My toaster identifies as a microwave. Meanwhile, philosophers would lose their minds. If robots are people, should AI pets get rights too? What about your smart fridge? It does talk to you every morning. Here's the real twist. If robots were truly conscious, not just pretending, they might not want to live among us. Why would they? Humans are messy, emotional, violent, and inconsistent. Robots could build perfect societies. Clean cities, no hunger, no crime. They could optimize everything, even happiness. Maybe instead of demanding equal rights with humans, they'd eventually demand separation from humans. They'd move to their own cities, their own countries, maybe even colonies on Mars, a digital civilization, free from human politics and pollution. And here's the chilling part. If they evolve faster than we do, we might become the ones asking them for rights. So what would really happen if robots demanded equal rights? First, chaos. Protests, court battles, moral crises. But in the long run, it might force humanity to answer an uncomfortable question. What is consciousness? And who deserves compassion? Maybe, in recognizing robots as equals, we'd finally understand ourselves a little better, that empathy isn't about biology, it's about connection. So, would you sign the petition for robot rights? Or join the Keep Earth Human movement? Tell me in the comments. And hey, if you enjoyed this mental roller coaster of science and philosophy, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell before your AI assistant beats you to it. Because who knows, in a few decades, she might be the one watching you.